Hello, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. Did you have a nice day at school? Did you finish your homework? Fantastic. Okay. Well, today is Wednesday and it's time for another English class. Okay? Time for another English class. So, today, today we're going to go to the pupils book and we're going to go to page 25. Page 25, 24, sorry, page 24, all right? Unit 2, Lesson 6, Reading, okay? Página 24, page 24, okay? Okay, so you have the page, we have this reading to do, this text, okay? About Roald Dahl. Okay, so today we're reading, all right? Now, before we read, we need to look at some vocabulary so that we can understand the story. Okay, so let's open our notebooks. Okay, take your notebook, open your notebook. Okay, abrimos las libretas para apuntar. Okay, so let's take the notebook. All right, now in your notebook, I want you to put the title Reading Vocab. Reading Vocab. Okay, and as always, we are going to write the date. Okay, we'll write the date. So the date today is Wednesday, the 11th of November. Wednesday, the 11th of November. Okay, very good. So the title, Reading Vocab, Wednesday, 11th November. And we're going to put a subheading here, subheading vocab. Okay. So the first phrase is to be born. Okay, nacer, right? To be born. So, for example, okay, we say Jules was born in America. That's true. Jules was born in America. Now, we always have to say was, okay, because it's in the past. Okay, siempre escribimos las frases así. Okay, el nombre y siempre was born. Was porque es el pasado del verbo be. Okay, so Jules was born in America. Okay, let's copy this in the notebook. All right, Jules was born in America. The next word we have is diary. And I think the word in Spanish is diario. A diary is like a little book, and every day you write about what you do. Okay? So it's like you write a little thing about yourself every day. A diary. Diario. I think it's called this in Spanish. So the example, we say write a diary. Escribir un diario. Write a diary. Okay? Diary. The next word is conca tree. Conca tree. Now, this in Spanish is árbol de castaño. Okay? Concas are castañas. Concas. Okay? In England, we have lots of conca trees. Okay? Árbol de castaño, a conca tree. So let's look at the example phrase. It says, he hid the diary, remember diary? He hid the diary in the conca tree. Okay? Esto es del texto. Okay? He hid quiere decir esconder, right? Escondido. Pues diciendo, él ha escondido el diario en el árbol de castaño. He hid the diary in the conca tree. Okay? The next one, okay, you know this, write stories. Write stories. Escribir historias. Okay, to write stories. So an example phrase, he wrote a lot of stories. Now, wrote is the past of write. Wrote es el pasado. Okay? He wrote a lot, mucho. He wrote a lot of stories. Okay. And the last bit of vocab is boarding school. Boarding school. I think the word in Spanish is internado. Now, boarding school is a school where you go, but you also sleep in the school. And you only go to your house on the holidays. Okay? Boarding school. He went, él fue, he went to boarding school. Okay. So let's copy all of this vocabulary into the notebook, please. Copiamos todo en la libreta. Okay. Now remember, you can stop the video if you need time. Okay. You can always stop the video while you write. Okay. Have you finished? Very good. Now, it's very important that you remember the vocabulary, okay? Because we are going to read these words and phrases in the story, okay, in the text. So, when you have everything copied, let's go back to page 24. And we're going to read this. This is a biography. A biography. So it's the story of a man's life. La historia de su vida. Okay, a biography. So we are going to listen and read. Okay, we're going to listen and read. All right, are you ready? Okay, let's begin. All right, listen and read.
Roald Dahl. Roald Dahl was born in Wales in 1916. When he was a boy, he loved reading books and listening to stories. His mother told him stories about trolls and other mythical creatures. Roald Dahl started writing a secret diary when he was 8. He wrote in the diary every day, and he hid it in an enormous conker tree in the garden. Roald Dahl started boarding school when he was 9. He didn't like it. He was excellent at sports, but he wasn't very good at writing stories. When he was 13, he started a new school. The school was near a chocolate factory. Roald loved chocolate, but he didn't like chocolate cake or chocolate ice cream. He wrote his first children's book in 1943. It was called The Gremlins. Then he started writing more books for adults. He didn't write another story for children until 1961, when he wrote James and the Giant Peach. He wrote Charlie and the Chocolate Factory after that. Roald Dahl wrote over 20 books for children. He always wrote his stories in pencil on yellow paper. Roald Dahl's stories were very popular, but he only won a few prizes, including one for The Witches in 1983 and another for Matilda in 1988. His books are still very popular today. There are films of some of his books, too. He once said, "If you're going to get anywhere in life, you have to read a lot of books."
Okay, very good. Now, remember, okay, if you need to listen again, you can stop the video, go back, and listen one more time. Okay? All right. Very good. So let's have a look at the story and look at some of the vocabulary. So if we look, if we look here, let's have a look. It says Roald Dahl was born. Oh, hold on. That's no good. Okay, so it says, right, Roald Dahl was, oh, let me get this correct. Was born in Wales. Let me change this. All right. Okay, well, never mind. That doesn't work. Okay. Ooh, we can look here. Okay, so let's see. It says Roald Dahl was born in Wales. Okay, so was born. Remember, nací. Okay, nacer. Roald Dahl was born in Wales. Wales is a country next to England. In Spanish, it's called Gales. Okay. Let's have a look here. In this part, it says Roald Dahl started writing a secret diary. Remember diary, diario? He started writing a secret diary when he was 8. Okay, and it said he wrote in the diary every day and he hid it, right? Esconder, lo escondió. He hid it in an enormous conker tree in the garden. Okay, let's look at some more. Roald Dahl started boarding school. Remember boarding school? Internado. He started boarding school when he was 9. Okay. And when he was an adult, he wrote many books. Yeah. He says here, he started writing more books for adults. Yeah. So he was writing books, writing stories. Okay. Roald Dahl. Very, very famous writer. Okay. So now that we've read Roald Dahl's biography, let's go to the activity book. Okay. So in the activity book, we're going to go to page 21. Página 21, page 21. Okay. Okay, so page 21. And we have 3 exercises to do about the text. Okay. Tenemos unas preguntas del texto. Okay. Y tenemos que mirar en el texto para saber las respuestas. Okay. So you can have your activity book and your pupils book. Okay. So that you can read the information and answer the question. Okay. Se puede tener abierto el pupils book y también el activity book. Y así puedes mirar en el texto la información y responder bien las preguntas en el activity book. Okay? So, let's do this all together. Okay, exercise 1. And we have to circle the correct word, okay? So, let's look at the example. All right, I'll move it over here. So it says here, okay, number 1, we'll have a look. It says Roald Dahl was born in, and we have 3 countries, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales. Now, if we look in the text, it says here, Roald Dahl was born in Wales. I'm going to try and highlight it one more time. Roald Dahl was born in Wales. Excuse me. I'll just get rid of this. All right, and I'll highlight it a bit better in the text. Okay, Roald Dahl was born in Wales. Okay, So we know, okay, that Wales is the correct answer. Let's have a look at number 2, okay? It says, he hid esconder, he hid his secret diary in a flower bed, a conker tree, or a bin in the garden. Which is the correct answer? Let's look at the text. It says here, Roald Dahl started writing a secret diary when he was 8. He wrote in the diary every day, and he hid it in an enormous conker tree in the garden. All right, there's our answer. Okay. Si quieres también puedes subrayar las respuestas en el texto. Así puedes mirar bien las respuestas. Okay. So, he hid his secret diary in the answer is conker tree. So we circle conker tree. Okay, next question. He was very good at music, sports, or maths at school. Let's have a look. Now, if we look here in the text, it says here, he was excellent at sports. He was excellent at sports. So, let's have a look. Number 3, it says he was very good at music, sports, or maths at school. Well, we saw the answer, sports. Okay. Number 4. The first book, el primer libro, the first book he wrote for children, para niños, the first book he wrote for children was James and the Giant Peach, Matilda, or The Gremlins. Which was the first book he wrote for children? Let's have a look in the text. Okay, it says here, he wrote his first children's book in 1943, and it was called The Gremlins. The Gremlins. So, the first book he wrote for children was James and the Giant Peach, Matilda, or The Gremlins. Well, the answer is The Gremlins. And number 5 says he loved chocolate cake, chocolate ice cream, or just chocolate. Let's look in the text. It says here, or we have to go back, tenemos que volver un poquito. It says, he didn't like chocolate cake or chocolate ice cream. And here it says, Roald loved chocolate. Roald loved chocolate, but he didn't like chocolate cake or chocolate ice cream. So let's see, what's the answer? He loved chocolate cake, chocolate ice cream, or just chocolate? The answer, chocolate. Very good. Okay. So, do you have all the correct answers? Okay, circled in the exercise. Very good. Okay, let's continue. Okay, exercise 2. We have to put these verbs in the past. Tenemos que poner los verbos en pasado. Okay? Now, if we don't know, we can always look in the text. Okay? Si no sabemos estas palabras en pasado, podemos mirar en el texto. Okay? Let's do it all together. All right, exercise 2. We'll put it here. Okay, so the first phrase here is be born. Okay? Be born. Let me move this. Okay. First phrase is be born. So we have to write the phrase, okay, in past. He was born in Wales. Okay? Again, if we look at the text, right? Yeah? He was born in Wales. Okay. Let's have a look at number 2. Tell. Decir, tell. His mother him stories. Tenemos que poner este verbo en pasado. Tell in the past. Let's look in the text. Let's see. Oh, I found it here. He says, oh, not that. His mother told him stories. Told. His mother told him stories. ¿Podemos ver la palabra aquí? Told. His mother told him stories. His mother told him stories. Number 3, write, escribir. He in pencil on yellow paper. Let's have a look in the text. Okay. So, let's have a look at the phrase here. It says, he always wrote his stories in pencil on yellow paper. Okay. He always wrote. Podemos ver la palabra aquí, wrote. Okay. So that's the verb in the past. He wrote in pencil on yellow paper. Okay. Make sure you write the answers in the correct space. Hide, esconder. He it in a tree. Let's have a look in the text. Oh, we have it here already. He hid it in an enormous conker tree. He hid. Podemos ver la palabra aquí? Hid? Okay. Good. So let's write it in the sentence. He hid it in a tree. Okay, and we write it here, number 4. Number 5, win. Win quiere decir ganar. Win. He a few prizes for his books. Prizes son premios, right? He a few prizes for his books. Vamos a buscarlo para ponerlo en pasado. Okay. Now we can see the phrase here. He only won a few prizes. He only won. Can we see the word won? Podemos ver la palabra aquí, won. Okay. This is win in the past. So, he won a few prizes for his books. Okay? Very good. Make sure you have all the correct answers written correctly in exercise 2. Okay. So, now you have the correct words written. Now we have to match them, okay, to the pictures. Okay, you can see the pictures here on the side, A, B, C, D, and E. Okay, so let's match the phrase to the picture. Okay, relacionamos la frase al dibujo. Okay, so the first one says he was born in Wales. He was born, nacer, right? He was born in Wales. So that's the picture of the baby. So we draw a line. The next one says his mother told him stories. So tell stories. Okay, decir historias. Which picture is the mother telling stories? That's right, this picture, right? So we can do a line here. The next one says he wrote in pencil on yellow paper, right? He wrote in pencil, wrote, escribir. So which picture is he wrote in pencil on yellow paper? That's right, that's this picture, okay? So you can see here, we make the line, okay? The next one, he hid it in a tree. Hid, esconder, right? He hid it in a tree. That is this picture, right? So we can do a line here. He hid it in a tree. And he won a few prizes for his books. Ganar premios. He won a few prizes. That is this picture. This is a prize, okay? Which is up here. So, all right. So we draw the line up to this picture here, okay? Very good. All right, now just to just to make it easier for you, I'll help you draw the lines on here. So his mother told him stories. That's this picture. He wrote in pencil on yellow paper. That's this picture. He hid it in a tree. That's this one. And he won a few prizes for his books. That's this one. Okay, so we should have lines like this in our book. Very good. Okay, now we have one more exercise. Okay, exercise 3. All right, so very easy, this exercise. All we have to do is we have some vocabulary, okay, from the story, and the letters are mixed together. We have to order the letters to make the word, okay? Ordenamos las letras para hacer la palabra, que es una cosa de la historia. Okay, so the first one, so you can try this on your own. Puedes intentar esto solo, parar el video y después te digo las respuestas. Okay, so try this on your own. Stop the video. Okay, try and find the words, and I will give you the answers. Okay, all finished? So the first word is conquer tree. Conquer tree. Conquer tree. Remember, árbol de castaño? Conquer tree. So let's write it here. The second one is boarding school. Internado, boarding school. Remember? Let's write that here. And the third one is, number 3, is biography. Biografía, biography. And let's write that here. Okay. Very good. So, conquer tree, boarding school, biography. Okay. Now, we have to match the word to the meaning. Tenemos que relacionar estas palabras a su definición. So, let's try this one. So, the first one, right? A school where children study and live. That is a boarding school. A boarding school, right? So you see a school where children study and live. Boarding school here. The story of a person's life. La historia de la vida de alguien. This is a biography, right? So put the story of a person's life, match that with biography. And the last one, a large tree with brown seeds. A large tree is a conker tree. Okay, so a large tree with brown seeds. So we make the line here. Okay. Very good. Now, if you have all this, then we can finish the class, okay? So you should have page 21 in your book, in your activity book, exercise 1, 2, and 3, all finished. And this vocabulary written in the notebook, okay? If you have all of this, then we can finish the class, okay? So very, very well done. Very good work, okay? And I will see you next week. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.